So as you know, the Jamaican government gave the Jamaican dollar a new face. You know, they gave it a facelift. And while in yesterday's vlog, me burn the fire on them based on the fact that, they did not put Bob Marley's feet. Today I want to change course and basically say, all right, never put Bob Marley face on the money, but the money does look better. Right now with the new face, it kind of looks like the European currency, you know what I mean? It looks, it looks valuable. And I said looks valuable because in reality, it's not valuable, so it's a small victory because it got a facelift, but as it relates to the value is still not worth anything. After all, what can we expect? We are talking about Jamaican politicians here who are some of the worst leaders in the entire universe. If you go space and you go Mars, which we are trying to colonize right now, you won't find worse leaders than the ones that are in Jamaica. So instead of actually making the money stronger, them actually just paint over it, They put a band-aid on the sore, and gave it a facelift and thing. And doesn't look too bad. But it isn't worth shit. Just like that bridge by Flatbridge, which is causing the lives of Jamaicans annually. That bridge was created from way back in the days during our colonial days. And even recently, it almost cost the life of another Jamaican. And we saw in the Star newspaper, that is, where a female, risked her own life diving into the water to save another Jamaican. And while we are grateful for that, we still have to basically hold the government accountable for not taking the opportunity to repair that bridge, which has been like that for so many years and has cost the lives of so many Jamaicans. Jamaican politicians will have us think that Flatbridge is unfixable. Flatbridge is one of the 8 wonders of the world. How can we fix this? In 2022, the Jamaican government will have us think that Duppy is under the bridge pulling down cars, or the golden table is there, and all of that crap which has been fed to the people over the years. So each time the Jamaicans are so brainwashed on this concept of Flatbridge and the myth we're concerned with Flatbridge, that the minute you start telling them that, that this bridge can be repaired, right? They start preaching to you the myth that there are ghosts under the bridge. Many years ago, it caused the life of many slave owners and all type of crap. And this is 2022, and I need people to stop saying rubbish like that and actually hold your government accountable. I've been to countries and I've seen remarkable bridges that are created. Countries that are smaller than Jamaica. Let's take Curacao, for example. I recently went to Curacao. Curaçao's shopping cities, Ochabanda and Punda, are separated by one bridge because water runs through both cities, right? And they use this bridge to basically separate both cities, or they use this bridge to go across from one city to another. And this bridge is made in such a way where it can open to allow ships to pass between it, and then close so that persons can walk above it. And you're going to tell me that Jamaica cannot repair or replace that small, minuscule bridge, right? So that Jamaicans can benefit from that without risking their lives. Trust me, these politicians, they just don't want to do it. How is it that these same politicians, right, they will have you believe that this bridge is unmakeable? You know, we don't have the technology to make this bridge, but other countries are able to do it. Yet, these same politicians will make mansions in the hills of uptown Jamaica on some lands that are basically on landslides, that are not very good for development. They are hillsides, prone to landslides and whatever. But when they are complete with the developmental process and they create huge walls and so forth to get to those spots, you'll be surprised to see what they were able to do. So they can do that for their homes, which of course they rob Jamaican tax money to create in the first place. But they can't create a bridge for Jamaican people. No. That is unfathomable. But they can create these homes on hillsides. And don't even mention what the previous, well, not the previous, but one of the prime minister did many years ago. After he finished milking the country, he migrated to another country to live and made a mansion there. There are myths about that mansion that that politician created, right? But you couldn't make a bridge for the people who supported you for many years. Jamaican politicians will have their citizens complaining that we need a bridge. Flat bridge is killing us. But ignore it and say they don't have the technology. But go up in some desolate places up in the hills of Kingston and St. Andrew and find a way to build a mansion up there. They find the resources for that, don't they? But they can't find the resources to help Jamaicans. Jamaican politicians will hear the nurses and the police officers complaining for a raise of pay. And they will tell you, oh, we can't afford to give you a raise of pay. But when they're coming out of power, and this is a fact, they raise the pension for prime ministers, right? In the very year that the police and the nurses were complaining, you said you could not afford to give them a raise of pay, but you could have afforded to raise your own pay. That's fix that piece of bridge that you have at Flat Bridge. Fix that bridge, repair it, or replace that structure that is there at Flat Bridge so that Jamaicans can no longer lose their lives on that strip. It has been going on for far too long, and we're simply tired of it. We are tired of it. In 2022, we don't want to hear any fucking excuses that, oh, we don't have the technology. That is not even a broad piece of road. There's another structure in Curacao where they have this bridge that is about 2 miles, 3 miles long in the air, right? Which basically takes travelers over an entire river in the airspace. And you're going to tell me that you cannot fix Flat Bridge. One of the worst types of lack of ambition is when you have something to work with. You have an example to work with, but you refuse to use that example. You know what I mean? You grew up with your parents, they're lawyers, they're doctors, and you turned out the worst because you did not learn anything from them. It's the same thing with these politicians. They are traveling to countries globally. They are seeing what the world has to offer. They are seeing bridges, they are seeing industries, but they get no inspiration from what they're seeing. So they drive on these marvelous bridges in New York, in Curacao, in England, in Paris, and then come home to Jamaica and look at Flat Bridge and say, there's nothing we could possibly do to fix this bridge. Bullshit.